Hi guys, so with the release of Micro Machines World Series almost upon us, we thought we would give the game the overview treatment, where we look through the various modes and options and just have a look at what the game has to offer in general. So we're kicking things off here with a traditional elimination race. This race is actually offline and we are driving the blue car with the blue arrow above it as we struggle to get in the pocket there, but we do just about make it. So as long as you make it into a reasonable time, you will get all spat out at the same time, which is good to play sort of catch up. And of course this is one of the more traditional maps in Micro Machines. You know, it wouldn't be a Micro Machines game if you didn't have a pool table map. So you can see some of the various weapons on offer there as I get eliminated. So now we're just watching the remaining AI opponents battle it out. So next round, take an early lead back into the pocket. And of course we get spat out once more. So this is the elimination mode, as I said earlier, and in this mode you are given a standard set of weapons, whereas in other modes such as the battle mode, each vehicle does have its own sort of weapon set and I guess ability set, because there are abilities as well as weapons in this game, but we'll touch on that a little bit more later. But the first thing that struck me with Micro Machines World Series was just how the vehicles handled. You know, in older games you turn in and you get quite a tight turning, a very responsive turning, whereas here it does tend to sort of slide around a lot, so you get that sort of wide arc as you turn. So it did take quite a bit of getting used to. You see me there struggling around certain turns where you oversteer, and it does take a little bit of getting used to. I'm used to Micro Machines V3. That was the game where I spent the most time with on the Micro Machines series back in the PlayStation 1 days. So I jumped on here assuming it would be, you know, fairly similar handling, and it's not at all. It's very sort of slidey, so it is jarring at first actually, so you will get take some time to get used to that. But anyway, later in the round you can see the scores actually in the top center there. You can see on the blue bar, you can see the other various bars there, and depending on how long you last, so if you're the first one out, it will affect your score negatively. If you're the second from last one out, it will affect your score negatively, but not as much as being the last. And if you're second, you get a boost to your score, and of course being first gives you the biggest boost. So there is a little bit, it's not just a case of the leader gets the points and the rest gets zero. It's not like that. So there's always a reason to battle, even if you're sort of on the verges of getting out. As long as you sort of finish, as long as you don't, if you're not last, it's not so bad, I guess. So that gives you a reason to keep battling on, which is good. You can just see there the playing cards shortcuts. So each map, as I understand it, has at least one shortcut. And I believe there's about 8 to 10 maps in this mode. Whereas you have several other maps as well for the battle mode, which we'll see in just a moment. As I managed just about to stay on the track there. And as you can see, this round has lasted quite a while. So what happens is it just zooms in and in and in until you can see very little in front of you, and the idea is of course just to speed up the round, so players are not waiting too long. And of course when you are waiting, you do have access to a missile which you can fire at, say, the people that are leading the round, just for some sort of tactical gameplay there, which we have seen in previous titles. So here I was just letting the guy go first because I was going to hit him with a hammer, and then he released that weapon there and hit me, so it all backfired. But anyway, looking at the main menu here, you can see the player bio, which gives you a look at your XP and how long you've played the game and all the bits and pieces that you've unlocked. Of course, there's rankings. So this is your ranked play. You need to rank up to level 10 actually to access the ranked play, and then you can level up even more. Various sort of divisions there and gain promotion. Loot boxes. Every time you level up, you do earn a loot box, which comes with several goodies. Now we're just having a little look at the vehicle selection. So the vehicle selection, it ranges between sort of quirky and fun to sort of more sort of bland offerings, I find. So some of these look great, whereas others not so great. Starting from here really, this one here, this car here, and this hoverboard, more sort of generic looking, but each has, like I said, its own ability set. So they've really gone with sort of quality over quantity in terms of what each can offer. And you can see the various abilities now here, so each has 4 different abilities which do range quite greatly, which is good to see. So in the play menu then, you can see the various menus there. So you've got special events, you've got quick play, ranked match and skirmish. Skirmish is basically your offline and your sort of couch co-op mode. So you can play local multiplayer for up to 4 players, as you can see. And you can select between different game modes there. You can select your map and also the various game options. Unfortunately, the game doesn't have an offline campaign mode, a single player campaign mode, so that was really surprising to see. So I do question the longevity of the title without that. To me, that was quite a shocking discovery. You can see here the various mutators as well, just to add a little bit more spice to each game. You can tailor them around your needs. So jumping back into some gameplay, this is an online match here. This is a free-for-all mode here, so as the name suggests, it's all about killing everyone and anyone you can. You can see the health of each vehicle underneath, and in the corners of the screen you can see the abilities. Now we're all fire engines here, so we all have these same abilities. You can see the timer in the top center of the screen there. You've got a 2-minute timer, and you can see the 5 skulls there also to denote the win condition, which is the first to 5 kills. So I am the blue fire engine. I did struggle a bit. This was the first time playing this mode, so just getting used to the various abilities. And it's one of those games where you need to spend a lot of time with and actually try out all of the 12 vehicles on offer just to see which suits your playstyle. You know, whether you're more of a sort of sniper that likes to hang back, whether you're more aggressive and like to go toe to toe. So there's a lot of depth in terms of each vehicle's weapon set and abilities, so it really is a case of spending a few hours with the game, trialing each of the vehicles and seeing which one works best for you. So you can see the red now is up to 4 kills, so on the verge of winning. I've only managed 1 kill at this point, make that 2, so it is a bit, you know, it's more difficult than I anticipated. So it's one of those games that's going to be quite hard to master. And there you go, so the red won on this occasion, but we're going to move on to some racing action here. So this is an online race, so you can see we have 5 laps, and I'm driving the sort of blue and white vehicle there in 2nd place currently. And you know, this was fun. We skid around here, very tight turn this. You'll see me hitting the side of the tracks every now and again, just simply getting used to the handling. You know, again you can see there just oversteering into the scenery, so it was quite surprising just how difficult, I guess, the vehicles were to handle at first. This is me after a few races, so like I said earlier, it will take a little bit of getting used to, so don't expect to jump on and be excellent straight away. And I did see quite a few players struggling early on in some of the online races that I've actually competed in before. I think this race here was only one other human player, but this was early in the morning and obviously before the release of the game, so that's what you would expect. I have had races since where we've had a full grid of human players, and it's just pretty chaotic, as you can imagine. But you know, once again, I was surprised that there's no single player campaign like you get in, say, Tabletop Racing World Tour, which was one of the games last year which we had an awful lot of fun with, and was actually our winner of the our best indie game. So without that component, it strips a lot of the game away, a lot of the game's identity. So it's a real surprise to see that omission. But anyway, we're going to be finishing 2nd here for this race. We're going to move on now to a look at the King of the Hill mode. So here you have team play. So you've got a blue team, which I'm shooting right now because I didn't quite understand it was actually team play until I saw the red team coming in. And you can see here we have some sort of castle-like structure that you have to get inside, and the way I understand it is if there is only blue in that area, the blue will score on the board, and likewise with the red. So you're given like a 10-minute time there. You can see in the top center of the screen it's the first to 1,000 points, and every so often what they call the control zone moves, so you have to shift to the next sort of castle and do your best to, you know, get inside that castle and keep the opposite team out, basically. So you'll notice the map is quite a big map. There is elevation changes, so again it's one of those modes that you really need to get used to the map. You'll see me now just backing up into the zone and scoring for the blue team because I'm the only one in that zone at the time. I figured, well, there's no one there, I better back up and score a few points while I can, so I get eliminated there. So you will get eliminated quite easily in this game mode. And you do have to wait 10 seconds for the respawn, so that is quite a lot. You'll see me making cuts here because it just takes too long to get the respawn. You notice now I've actually changed vehicle. You are able to change your vehicle in between each time you die. You do have access to the full set of 12 vehicles. So the zones once again is shifted, so we're all scurrying across to the next zone there as I make a kill. I found this vehicle much more aggressive, which sort of suited my style, so you will see me making a lot more kills now with this vehicle. And just scored a few points there for the blue team. But as you can see, the red team is well and truly in front, as once again I get eliminated. So here I wasn't quite sure if I could go on the, well, I didn't know if it was glass or water, so I did sort of gingerly go across, and then I discovered you could go on there. So as we go back into the next scoring zone, massive flashbang there. So different vehicles here, different weapon sets and abilities, and you'll notice some of these weapons and abilities you do have to actually charge up, and of course those abilities are the more stronger ones, but you know, at the cost of waiting for them to charge up. So the Reds are pretty much about to win this event, but we're going to leave it there for a look at Micro Machines World Series. So do let us know what you make of the title, and you can look forward to some more E3 content on the channel coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching.